Hello, hello. I am Coach Cori Sartori. I empower high achieving women to shift their mindset to grow in their self love, confidence, and career. Today, I am going to share with you how self love transforms your life. And we've all heard that self love is important and it's powerful, but maybe we don't know why it is. Maybe we don't know the benefits, or maybe we don't know what steps to take to start building self-love. And so today I want to share with you some benefits and some actions to start growing self-love, and hopefully it'll make an impact on you and you can start shifting your mindset. Self-love is incredibly valuable, and as somebody who lost my self-love for many, many years, I know how powerful it is when you can gain it back and when you have it in your life, because when you have that self-love, you are able to accomplish so much more. And I know for me, that was absolutely the case. When I look back on my life, I started losing my self-love at a young age. I think most kids, when they're in those junior high years, probably 12 to 15 is hard, and you start losing your self-love. People can be really judgmental. Kids can be really mean. And when I, got into that age, when I became 12, 13, life was hard. It sucked. I had transferred from one school to another, and kids were mean and I was shy. And so people would say mean things. And as I grew up, I remember being 16 years old and I dated a narcissist, didn't know what a narcissist was. My mom did. She told me to watch out and I didn't listen to her. But that relationship started to diminish my self-love because I was looking for validation from him rather than finding it from within. And he criticized me and he put me down. And from there, it just continued. I would continue to allow toxic people in my life, not just romantic relationships, but my friends. I had a lot of friends from, my young age up until my early 30s that were not good for me. And it's important to surround yourself with people that have the same goals as you and the same outlook on life. But when they're negative, they bring you down and you start to have those negative outlooks and you start to become a negative person. And so from the age of 12 to 32, 2 decades of my life, I didn't really love myself. My self-love was lost. And if I would start to gain it back, I would find a relationship or somebody to tear it down. And I wasn't showing up as a good person. And so it's not like I would have had the opportunity to start understanding what self-love was unless I had gone through all of that hard time to realize that I was unhappy and I was miserable and I needed to make a choice. And so I spent, almost 2 decades losing my self-love and not understanding that I didn't love myself. And when I had had enough and I ended my codependent toxic relationship at the age of 31, I wasn't happy still. And so I needed to start seeking things out to do to help me become a happier person, because for so long I blamed, the other person. It's your fault that I'm unhappy. It's your fault that I'm in this relationship. And, I didn't realize that I was maybe I wouldn't say broken, but I was definitely damaged as a person, and I needed to start making some different choices to start living a life that I loved. And so when I didn't have self-love, I wasn't showing up in the world. I wasn't showing up as my best self. And when I started working towards it, which was hard and it was work. I mean, that's one thing I have to say is when you choose to start working on yourself and finding self-love, it is work. It's probably a lot easier to lose your self-love than it is to find it again, because when you have to start finding your self-love, you have to change as a person. And I wasn't a good person. I'm not somebody I'm proud of. I was very good in my career and I was successful there, but the rest of my life was just a joke. It was just a mess. And so when I first started diving into self-development is when I started to realize that I wasn't loving myself and I wasn't confident. I didn't treat my body good. I drank a lot. And I wasn't taking the best care of myself until I realized I need to start doing some work. And I started putting in the time and energy to shift the person I was so I could step into the person I am now. And I'm so proud of the person I am now. And once I started loving myself, I stopped allowing negative people into my life. I stopped doing negative things to my body. I stopped saying negative things to myself because I knew that they weren't adding value. And when I found self-love, my whole world opened up, right? Like if I hadn't found self-love, then I would never have opened my business. I would never have found a partner that is just everything. I would have a very different life if I didn't start choosing to love myself and start putting in the work to love myself. And so I can say from experience that self-love transforms your life. And so I challenge you to start finding self-love, start working towards self-love if you don't already have it, because when you have it, it's incredibly powerful and it'll have such an amazing impact on your life. So I'm going to share with you some benefits of self-love really quick, and then I'll dive into some actions you can take to start building your own self-love. So some of the amazing benefits of self-love are: self-love helps reduce stress. Self-love can help you have healthier habits, which is something that I really needed in my life, and now I have, and I'm so grateful for it. Self-love improves your relationships, and I can speak to this. Yes, I have amazing relationships with everyone in my life, and I show gratitude for them. And it's because I love myself that I can tell people I love them and express it and hug them, and self-love is powerful. Self-love makes you more productive. Self-love can increase your happiness. Yes, it can, 100%. And self-love boosts your confidence. Yes. Self-love helps you achieve your goals. So self-love is incredibly powerful, and it can absolutely help you transform your life. So if you are struggling to love yourself right now, I want to share with you 5 actions you can take that are easy actions. You can start doing them today, right now, that will help you start shifting your mindset and start growing your self-love. So the first thing that I'm going to offer you is to adjust your thoughts and beliefs. And this means really focusing on positive affirmations and new beliefs. So something that I do every day is I have a list of positive affirmations over here. And in the mornings I come in here and I speak my positive affirmations out loud. I speak my goals out loud. I speak my vision out loud. But the positive affirmations are really powerful because they're a new belief about who I am. And when I started doing positive affirmations, I was like, is this like real? Is this, something I should do? Or is it a joke? But once I started doing it, it was incredible because you're manifesting, you're saying what you want to the world, who you want to be, and you're going to start drawing people into your life that can help you become that person. And so having new beliefs about yourself and speaking them out loud or saying positive affirmations is so powerful. So what are those new beliefs that you need to start having about yourself, your business, your relationships? Start speaking those affirmations out loud, those new beliefs out loud every single day, and it's powerful. And don't stop, just keep going, do it. The next thing I want to share with you is to forgive yourself every single night. And this is something I tell every single one of my clients to do because I know for me as women, men probably do this too, but if I make a mistake, I will beat myself up about it way more than if somebody else made this mistake. If somebody else made this mistake, I'd be like, no problem, it's cool. But if I make a mistake, I think about it and I overthink about it. I beat myself up about it. And so it's powerful if you can start a practice of forgiving yourself every single night. So at the end of the day, before you go to bed, saying, hey, Cori, I forgive you. I forgive you for this mistake. I forgive you for this, because we hold on to so much and we beat ourselves up when we don't need to. Like, you made a mistake. So what? We make mistakes and then we move on with life. If it's not going to matter in 5 seconds, 5 minutes, 5 weeks, 5 years, let it go, move on. So forgive yourself every single night. It's a powerful practice and it's something that I ask all of my clients to do. So I challenge you to try this on. The next thing is be grateful for who you are and what you offer the world. And if you know me or if you've been following me for a while, you know that gratitude is everything to me. And it's something that is a huge part of my life. It's a huge practice. And so I challenge you to start being grateful for who you are and what you offer the world. If you choose to show gratitude for who you are and what you offer the world, you will start drawing in more things to be grateful for. So I want you to start a daily practice of being grateful for you and who you are and what you offer the world, because you are a unique, powerful being and you are whole and complete just as you are. So the next thing I'm going to share with you is surround yourself with positive people. Your tribe shares your vibe. And this one is huge. Like I shared with you earlier, the people I was surrounding myself with from, the age of probably 16, 17 up until, my early 30s, a lot of them weren't adding value. And as those years went on, a lot of the people that I was surrounding myself with would burn me, and I would cut them off. And I was codependent, right? So then they'd come crawling back. And this wasn't just romantic relationships. This was friendships. I would cut somebody off for being awful to me. And then they would come back into my life, and I would let them back in my life because I just was codependent, and I was just seeking approval from everybody else rather than knowing my worth. And it didn't add value to my life. And until I started surrounding myself with positive people, I got a mentor at the age of 32. I don't know that I ever told her that she was my mentor, but she was. And she was just this bright, shining light of a person and put out so much good energy into the world, was always smiling, was always loving on everybody. She gave the best hugs, and she still does give the best hugs. But she was my mentor. She was somebody I looked up to. And so those are the people that I started surrounding myself with, people that were goal-oriented, people that were positive, that were happy, that were living a life they loved. And I gravitated towards those people, and I hung on. And it has made me shift and change, because the energy I had back then, I was gross. I had gross energy. I was a jerk. And once I started to surround myself with positive, loving people, I became a positive, loving person. And your tribe definitely shares your vibe. So be aware of the people you're surrounding yourself with, and make sure they're good people that are cheering you on. You don't want to be surrounding yourself with a bunch of people that are just gossiping, right? Because then that's who you're going to be too, is just somebody that gossips and talks about other people. Your circle of friends should be talking about their goals and what they're working towards, not other people. And the last tip that I want to offer you in growing your self-love is learn to say no. Stop looking for validation from everybody else. I think that is something that a lot of my clients struggle with, is they're people pleasers. So they say yes to everybody else instead of learning that they are so valuable and it's okay to say no. Just say no. Put yourself first. That is self-love. When you get to choose you before anybody else, that is self-love. And so I challenge you to start saying no. If something doesn't add value to your life, if it's not something you want to do, then just say no. You are important, and you are the most important person in your life. And so make sure that you are making yourself a priority and you're saying no to things that don't add value. And so those are the 5 actions that I wanted to share with you today. So I hope that you choose to try them on. They are powerful. When you start choosing to love yourself, your whole world will open up. So thank you for being here. I would love to support you in growing your self-love. I do have 4 one-on-one coaching spots open for this month. So if you are ready to shift your mindset, if you are ready to grow in your self-love, your self-worth, your confidence, your career, maybe you need to let go of limiting beliefs, whatever you need to do to step into your power, I can coach you and support you in getting there. So send me a DM right now with the word program, and I can share with you what my 6-month program will offer. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for being you. I'm incredibly grateful for all of you. Have a beautiful day.